All right, man. We hot. Congo, what's going on, buddy?
What's up? What's up,
Man,
bro?
finally came in, man.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
I'm
I
over
know,
here, man.
I know you be moving. I know you
It's
be
the
shaking and baking and shit.
oh my god, it's nonstop, man. Life that it's just nonstop, and like I know you got a schedule,
Right.
and you put stuff in order and line everything up. So
So yours like organic. I mean, yours like a
it's
a
just like
whim, like a
yeah, it's just like a it
like.
has an order, but no, it's not that
So it's
clear
sporadic
cut.
to a
Very
point.
yeah, to a point. Yeah, me being like I don't have any. Only thing formal is like other people's schedules, and then I got some schedule stuff that I do all the time, but um, yeah,
Is
it's not like I know you, so I was like it's not like
oh yeah,
this and then
no, my
this.
yeah, mine's yeah. I'm starting from my,
Hmm.
I'm case by case. My time management is that's
Yeah,
something that I'm good at. Money management is a different thing, but time management, I'm definitely I'm definitely down with that. To
for
down to
sure.
the
So
down to the quarter of an hour or whatever you want to call it.
yeah,
With that being said, with time management, I know we don't have much time, so we're gonna try to pack this in, not as quick as possible, but we'll go ahead and get it going.
yeah,
Hey, real quick for the folks that once again, because I got listeners that like my Marine Corps buddies and stuff like that, so everybody don't know you. I mean, a lot of people know us or know us and know
right.
of us, but this if you would give me a quick, this is it's like a your back like a quick backstory of who was Jason Hackett. You know what I'm saying? Like as a youngin growing up, or how you grew up, if that makes sense to you. Like I mean,
Um,
to how to the because I can ask you questions real distinctly,
yeah,
or but I'm just throwing it the way so you able to say what you want to say. So just give me like just a quick background.
yeah, and in any given time, feel free to direct me with what stuff you may want people to know or not, or you don't know. Um, Jason Demar Hackett. That's my name. I'm 35 years old now. So I was born in 1984,
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland, Ohio. Uh, my first residence, as far as I remember, was 103rd and Anderson. So if anybody know 93rd and Union, Etna, and Dove, and Sandusky, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I
Partyville,
grew up. I grew up
around
on
that area.
103rd and Anderson. Yeah, and I went to Partyville. Yeah, I went to Woodland Hills. As far as I can remember, Denison, which is on the west side. Not I know when I grew up,
I, I,
but
I definitely know about that
I
one.
went to Denison. That's where I met
What?
Jessica
What?
and Barbara
Oh,
and
B
all.
Turner, Barb,
Uh,
or Barb Harris.
yep,
Oh yeah. Oh,
yep.
she actually worked with me.
That's what's up.
Yeah, she worked with me. I just saw her Monday, right? Yeah, I just saw
Yep,
her Monday. She
yep,
worked at the not the department, but she worked in that facility.
yep. So, but I was catching the bus off 103rd and Union or Etna or whatever. But I was going on with Denison. Yeah, I went to Paul Revere. I played Dino Man and sideline pop and any bounce. And,
That's good
you know what I'm
times.
saying? Freeze tag and
That was
I
good
go
times.
seek
Yep,
and get it.
seek and get it.
And all the ones you know what I'm saying? You could possibly think of. And yeah, I grew up in Clear. I think I met you at Paul
Yeah,
Revere.
it was probably very it was fourth grade that we
Mm-hmm.
started, and I guess the cat would be out the bag. That some we always went as brothers, especially going through high school. So,
Yeah,
but I mean, obviously his brother. We call our mama's mama and stuff like that.
yeah.
But no, I just really think, and I guess it's a good time to say it now. I really think we pulled it off in high school as far as like
No,
Sam being like
no, especially being from a different area of the city
right.
and people didn't really know us. Like,
We pulled it
hell
off like
yeah,
brother, like to this day, like hey, like yo, bro, your brother, da da da. Like I'm like yeah. But
yeah.
so I think we put it off pretty good.
But in Paul Revere, you could throw the goddamn football. He had like this
Oh,
chuck. He could like chuck the damn football. And he
hey,
landed that
we
because
just
wasn't
that
nobody.
was we did the little intramurals. Oh yeah, the intramurals
Because
in the
couldn't
back.
nobody throw like that for real. Bruce the only one throwing the bomb for real. You know what I'm saying? And JP was
Fast as
nice.
shit
Yeah,
as he is now. Shout out to JP, man.
yeah, yeah.
I gotta
So,
give him a call, man. I don't know if he came up here lately, but I gotta give him a call. I normally touch base with him and stuff, especially when he was in the arena football. I touched base with him a lot because he was in North Carolina around my way to Woods when I lived down there. But so transitioning going forward, man. DJing. So we started with DJing. We did
hmm
DJing. I remember when I had a couple vinyls, but then it's back during the like middle school, high school days where we threw our parties, our house parties, whatever. Would just like should be trademarked for that matter. But
Yeah.
Starting with DJing, like how self taught, was it self taught for
Um,
you?
no, I credit DJ Mastermind,
Yep.
especially
Shout out Mir.
Amir, you, especially. You definitely showed me how to operate any of it. Um, the functioning, the cues, whether I was stuttering or whatever I was doing, I had learned it from y'all,
But you,
more or less.
but you crafted it
I
once
think,
you
yeah, I think
once you
as I
got it.
grew, I taught myself
Yeah, there we go.
things.
Yeah. So you had the
Uh,
blueprint. The blueprint came from the DJ Balls or Shorty Fats and all that other
Everybody
stuff.
that
So
came
all
out
of
of
us,
that lineage
yeah,
of
Black and Mild.
mastermind,
Mm-hmm.
if you ask me, and
Right,
whoever instructed him,
right.
that's like
Oh, that
kind
was
of
just,
like
that's coming from
stuff
his pops. Mm-hmm.
we gonna talk about later. I
Right.
see you got some good stuff on here, man. But yeah, that's why I learned, and then yeah, I grew because I think you know, something inside me just made me stay up and want to mix a record or make it scratch or blend or do something funky. And then that passion, that same passion right now
And
that you got for, you talked about starting this and doing this. That same
yeah,
passion to want to create something on your own. And for us right then was music when we was young. We
right.
was into music. We listened to every CD, every word, every beat, every drop, every skit.
And looking back at it with me, man, like that was something that I know that because that's when you had the attic over at my house,
Hmm.
at mama house, you had the attic or whatnot,
The attic, man.
and the sweat pits, um, and then like the biggest thing that I did not do because I had hoop dreams and then like I had so many things I wanted to do at one potential time and I didn't craft it the way that you did or that how some people did with that. So this right here, this one of my first times that I'm like, man, I'm gonna fucking do it and I'm gonna do it right. So I invested time, money, everything, to get this project rolling up. But yeah, I think you got doper because like I said, you'll buy a piece at a time. Like me, I've always been, I move fast or I want to move fast. I want everything all at once, and that's something that I'm learning now with my wife. But my mother told me the same thing. She's like, do it a piece at a time. I'm like, no, I want the whole thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause
Right.
I grew up basically spoiled and shit for the most part or whatever.
Right.
But
Innocent.
yeah, but so that's one thing, like that hard work, that transition of that work and hustle, and now, would you ever DJ again? I mean, or is that still on the table?
I
Because
would.
people be
I
asking and
wanna.
stuff.
People ask me all the
Yeah, I
time.
know. 'Cause they asked me, I'm like, I don't know, because I used to direct it towards you.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I don't, since you're doing the cinematography and stuff like that now, I didn't know if you was still like you still in the game. If it
I
was,
would. One of the main reasons I want to get into it is because my kids are very musically inclined.
mm,
Uh, they listen to all kinds of music, and it really drives their like it drove us, like the inside of you, like it move you to like really move you. Not like how kids listen to music now. It don't move them in that sense, but that
right,
real, like my youngest son can hear like a good jazz beat or a musical opera or something, and he'll like the music he'll imitate. You know what I'm saying? So I want to do it so they can learn because I think that's a skill that I possess, and I think that they can utilize to make money. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, especially
And you know how we was young businessmen.
right, because even with that, like with the youngest upstairs, I mean they 14, 17. Then JoJo 5, but he want to get into this, like the YouTube and all that stuff. So he see a camera, he see a mic, he know it. Oh, it's Bruce Lee podcast, or can we do a podcast? So, which I do,
Mm-hmm.
and it helps us, or it helps him because he's very articulate, as
Mm-hmm.
far as speaking. So what I'm saying, me talking, asking regular questions, I think that helps with his mental while he in school. He can, what I'm saying, he can talk better than most 5-year-olds, if
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense. But no, I think that'd be dope. Especially because kids having these kickbacks and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, if you're kicking back, you might as well you can kick back a couple dollars. That's basically what we was doing or
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, what I'm saying, hey, yo, can you DJ this house or what I'm saying, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So that was good. So with the DJing and blending and with your editing and everything, being a cinematographer now, director and editor and whatnot, did a DJ key help you with your transition, or what made you transition over to Cinematography.
It all.
I mean, well, I know it started with your mom. Well, go ahead. I got you. Go.
Well, what made me transition to video?
Yeah. Well, video and photos.
And photos. Really, it was the necessity for me making music at the time for us to have video. Like, we had a little buzz going with Geeker Gang and me and Geek and Duke and Reese and everybody we was dealing with at the time. We was cross-count. We was dealing with everybody, and we had stuff going. And what we noticed was we had the buzz, but we had no videos. Now, eventually, we shot videos. You know what I'm saying? I think I had Yellows and Double G Flexing. We shot or whatever, but that wasn't shot by us.
Right.
And then after that was the demand for more videos. So we like, all right. So that's where it really came from. Me like, all right, well, I'll get a camera, or I started, shout out to Molly Boy. I was using his camera. He would let us use his camera. I think we shot Body Full of Medicine's an old song me and Geek did.
I remember them.
And on that, it never came out, but that's when we was like, we need video. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it came from, actually. And then after I got the camera, I think I really just started doing like stuff with Collab and stuff with LIL and stuff with West Side Dudes Cross Town and Jay Grant. And it was like a lot of local artists that was messing with me because I was, buzzing from the other stuff. And then it kind of caught like that. And it was kind of the same thing because it's rhythm. It's what people like to see or hear. That's kind of like the same thing in a sense.
You did Mookie Montano too as well, right?
Oh yeah, I did. I'm sorry if I forget to name people that helped me get up where I was doing videos for $80 like I did videos with a bunch of people, and shout out to all of them if you remember, you know what I'm saying. But that's what the transition was just the demand for it, and then it was the same kind of creativity, even more though. It was giving me more gratification because visuals is the new game. Look at what visual is now compared to, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we was just on or something.
And I had a question because I don't know like what the cost, like what cost be. I know it depends on how long or whatnot. But say you're doing say you're doing 3 locations and it's like let's go a 3.5 minute video. Okay. I mean, like what do that 3.5 minutes? How long do it take overall for it to get something like that get done? So if you do, just keep it simple, 2 locations and then 3.5 minute video that you're trying to shoot.
I would say 4 to 5 hours to shoot, and then I would say, depending on the difficulty of the edit, I would say between 3 to 5 days or a week or so to edit. And so that's depending on the workload of the entrepreneur.
And do those ladies or gentlemen, is it when you say directing, are they putting their input in, or is more or less you like, yo, let's look this way, let's look that way, or is it a combined?
Right now, it's a lot of combined. Sometimes I have my own ideas, but a lot of that I want to say for what I want to do, and I've done very little individual projects and stuff that was just all my idea. Right. So a lot of that is coming, and I'm just throwing out there for people, like a lot of that is coming of just me wanting to do things. But a lot of it is people got ideas, especially nowadays. People can you make my head explode? No. So people got ideas, and usually they got their stuff mapped out, and I add to, especially keeping it capable. Like, what can we really do? Like, this ain't Bad Boys 3. You don't have a Porsche, we don't have Ocean Drive, bro. Like, we could go there. Like, I'm not opposed. I've shot everywhere. We could go there. But that is that in the budget, you know what I'm saying? Like, so there you go again, where you're talking about what it takes. So usually it's a combination because I do like to add anytime I can, and a lot of times people welcome me. Sometimes it's all me in a sense because I shoot a lot of people that's green too. But when I get to people that's like full of imagination and know exactly what they want A to be.
By the way, green means you talking green. So green means like new, like new to it.
In that sense. Yep.
Okay. I'm just letting the listeners know.
Yep. Yeah. So and then when I get people who are elaborate and want stuff to the T, sometimes it's annoying, but it usually always works out good because an idea is always a great idea when it's original and and you can just bring it to light to the best of your ability. So yeah, it's a spectrum, but a lot of it is a blend of me and other people ideas.
Cool. So, do you feel you create your own lane here? I mean, like locally, or even are you doing stuff outside of the city or outside of the state or whatever? Or do you feel you creating your own
Yeah,
lane with the 14 Congo? You know what I'm saying? And that type of genre.
yeah. I One of the reasons I feel like I'm creating my own lane is because I posted I posted a post today when it was, and it said that sometimes I'm surprised at my network, and I said the multi-million-dollar athlete, the CEO, the notorious and infamous man. I know literally everybody, man. It's a huge spectrum in between that, and I don't limit my work to just shooting videos. Now, I'm open to activists. I'm open to product placement. I'm open to marketing, advertisement,
Right.
and a lot of that I was closed minded on before, and I start to realize like yo, my talent spreads to ESPN or UFC or you know what I'm saying, or F1 racing or
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Oh,
I can
Formula One.
do,
Yeah.
or like GNC, or like I can work for anybody with the level of creativity that I'm trying to present,
Right.
and the amount of people I know, I'll never not have an area in which I can impact, especially where visual is going with the impact that it got on business today. So yeah, I'm creating my own lane because I can almost go anywhere, man. And that it's always increasing, but yeah, man. Sometimes it's amazing to me in itself because I'm in love with the journey now, and not
Right.
necessarily the end goal. Like I'm used to getting the end goal, so I'm in love with the journey. And right now, the journey I'm taking is just spreading myself out, which some people don't like to do, but that's what I'm into now because life is, man, dude, it's so much stuff.
And is your so if you had to put it in order or had to rank it, is it passion or monetary or is just it's all combined? It just happen to be a passion that you happen to can
Man, I'm to the point like
monetarily
I'm.
gain.
It's more passion. It's definitely passion outweighs, of course, man. I seen somebody say life costs like $20 an hour. It's something like it does way more for some people.
Right.
Or what they say, going outside costs $20 an hour or something.
Yeah. If you want to bust down like driving and
Yeah, you know what I'm
shit or
saying?
whatever stuff you indulge in or
Right.
so yeah, it
It
definitely
probably
can add up quick. It's
yeah, exactly.
lunch and
So
all that shit. Yeah,
it's
it
it's for
definitely can add up.
money
So
too. I started asking for people. One of my friends, Thomas McLean,
yeah,
Tiffany's
yeah.
oldest
Oh,
brother.
gotcha. Yeah.
Um, he told me one time, he was like, "How come you don't charge?" He's like, "Man, I seen your work. How come you don't charge this?" I'm like, "Man, people in Cleveland ain't got it, and this and this and that." He like, "What?" He like, "Man, charge it now." He was like, "If the people that can't pay it, okay, you slump right now, but you got to start putting the value on it." So I now, I charge what I want, uh, and I feel like what'll keep me, where I want to be
Right.
financially. But I turn down more work than I do
Hmm.
because some stuff I just don't want to do no more.
I mean,
They'll
I
they'll
remember. I remember we
they'll
had a
be
conversation. I remember we had a conversation about that as a while ago. You was like, you know, what I'm saying you don't want to like go down to go into said. Sometimes going to said places like where it's kind of, you know, what I'm
hmm
saying you like, or you don't want to deal with
Oh
like say
yeah,
if it's say if it's
risking my
scrapping all
life
that
is
shit.
one of the
Yeah,
main risks.
right.
Come on, man. People don't even take jobs where they risk their life. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I could. You mean I could burn? Nah, cool. I don't want to do that. Like because, and a lot of people do. Risk their life at their job. You know what I'm saying? But like with this, ain't really no like it's a lot that go on, man. We live in Cleveland, Ohio. I got a good sense of reality. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's one of the first things that'll help me turn down a gig is like I don't
Location.
want to. Yeah, I ain't trying to risk my life to give you the video that's just gonna make you and your boys happy.
Right.
And I ain't tripping about that. Sometimes that's all it take. But I'm not there no more. It's videographers for you. It's many more than one. I started and before I even came around.
So, man, so let's talk about some sweet shit. KONGO'S candies.
So, oh
So
man,
what did this derive from? Because it's both cinematography and photos. But what came to that? Like, what was that line you wanted? Why you wanted to start that?
that was market. First thing is that, man, as far as I can remember, I've always had a good relationship with the ladies.
Yep.
I'm just gonna say that, man. Like, I always been this little short, little chubby dude, but God blessed me for some reason. Ladies love me. It's always been that way.
I still can name your last 4 exclusive ladies,
Yeah,
and
I
that's
remember.
dating back to high school.
Yeah,
I still can name all 4 of the
I ain't
ladies.
become. Yeah, I ain't become a slut to college. To where I just
I still
forgot.
and guess what? Yeah, and guess what what's the main derivative of that, or the basic denomination? They all yellows.
Yeah, which was so true. It was just true.
That's crazy.
I was so
That's crazy.
right now. My kids, mother,
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah,
same way.
all the way up to her. Like I said, I
Yeah.
can name all those young ladies that you dated
Yeah,
exclusively, I should say. But
yeah,
that's why you got 2 sons, right? Because
yeah.
if those rules stick, you know what I mean.
Maybe 3. Bomb, boom.
Oh,
Bruzy
bombshell! Look at
podcast.
that right there.
Boom.
Ooh, I gotta write
Maybe
that one down.
maybe 3. It was almost 3, 4,
Uh-oh.
but one like disappeared.
Oh, got you.
Like literally disappeared. Like we ain't go in there and get it and then like
Oh, I
like,
got you.
like
Oh, it
it
just
didn't.
what
Yeah,
the-
it just like I guess
Ooh,
it
probably
like
passed.
dissolves into the.
It probably passed. Probably like because sometimes that shit can pass through. Like you
Yeah,
don't
but it
know
was
you don't know
very,
this
very
that,
early.
but okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so it wasn't like a big
Because that happened to one of my potential
Yeah.
young before Shiloh would never. I believe it. I not believe. I do know it passed
Okay.
through and shit.
yeah.
But yeah, but
So,
so
yeah,
yeah, Kyle's
three.
candy. But so you
That
say it was
was
more a market.
yeah. It was more. It was Congo's Candy was more market because I always had a good relationship with women, and even when I got to the entertainment industry, I met all man. I'm talking about from prostitute, full on sell every hole on your body to dancer
Right.
and this and or beauty model or every girl within entertainment. I've still made them kind of connections with as a human being, and then even the ones, especially in exotic entertainment. And in Cleveland, we got a decent amount of exotic entertainers. We got a horrible exotic entertainment scene, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah, I
have
be looking at some of them joints. I don't be.
yeah,
I'm
but
like,
we
eh.
have, but there are some like it's a sprinkle of
Some-
some really
got you,
good
got you.
ones, and I noticed like these girls will only need a cell phone camera. I don't care if it's the front facing the back to run their likes up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because in all actuality, everybody looking at the badass, you know what I'm saying, chick. So I'm like, what if I bring my media in between these, you know what I'm saying, entertainers who already get this type of look? Then for them, I can create video promotion to where they don't even gotta go to King of Diamonds in Miami. They can just send they brochure.
Right.
So that was my way of getting it.
So like a video resume type deal.
Exactly, because
think about that.
I just made the point of people don't even need a good video or quality media
Right.
to enjoy these women.
Right.
So imagine if they wanted to really increase. We know what quality does to people. Imagine if they want to increase they network. You know what I'm saying? People who spend, and now they got like stuff like OnlyFans.
Oh yeah.
So now I'm
definitely,
taking pictures of girls nude or very XXX, and now they increasing the quality of they OnlyFans or they premium. Now it's just not no selfie of her on her iPhone 11 Plus, which looks pretty cool. You know what I'm saying?
Would you direct a porn?
I would direct porn. I've been prompted and I would say I've been in negotiations
Right.
and I've talked with several people about it. Just hasn't got there yet. I've even had a prominent figures in Cleveland try to set up something with me because they thought it'd be a good idea and where I was at to where we was trying to create a business where people could come and
No pun intended.
yeah, people could literally come and create their own like personal like little or like you would go somewhere and throw axes or make candles. Like
Right.
we could go and make our own movie, and they got a real set, and gonna do it the real way, and that would be dope. And you got your own little personal movie.
That's like
you know
Love Potion number 9 or something.
Yeah.
HBO Love Potion number 9 type shit.
Yeah, which still might happen. I just think, you know what I'm saying, we put together in a different way. But some of the name, shout out to my boy DJ Ryan Wolf, some of the creativity in the name and the way I was going to present it, I was talking with my boy DJ Slouch and DJ Ryan Wolf about it one day in the morning. And I had a bunch of discussions with my boy BK Visuals about it. And then I just went ahead and started reaching out to these girls and developing the relationship, and
I said, look,
and they popped. It did pretty good.
And that's why I said, like, I mean, that was going back to you saying, just having that, that vulnerableness, or if that's a word, if I'm saying it right, that they're open to letting you shoot said scenes, and they feel. I would assume they feel safe around you or whatnot. Do they have handlers, or just be like, so do it be like a one-on-one thing, or holding a couple of girls?
I've been in a situation where I shot a KONGO'S KANDY in this girl's house with her boyfriend downstairs.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I've been in situations where it was just me and the girl. I've been in every situation where it was a dude who brokered and he was dealing with the girl and he was there, and so I've been in all type of situations, and yeah, it is the comfort, and then you get that good rapport because a lot of these girls are always in that vibe, and then you meet a lot of creeps, and you know what I'm saying.
You know the cliche, like back, especially like how they portray it in like shows and movies where it's like, oh, I'm a videographer, give me, you know what I'm saying, oh, you need a face shot, da 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 da, and then, you know what I'm saying, but it's not professional, you know what I mean, like it's more of an outside scheme, like trying to hump something.
Man,
shit,
trust
you know
me, trust me, man. Those lines get crossed, in both ways. Like, you'll get photographers who come across some women, stuff like that, and then you'll get women who come across.
Push the other side. Oh, but yeah, so it go hand. I mean, it can go.
It's definitely a give and take, but
Right,
I think a natural amount of exchange of energy for female or male, or what we consider flirting, is good, because even I'll even speak to even the homosexual photographer. Incites his woman pros to be sexy, and depending on what the shoot calls for. I think having a good relationship and a good energy to be able to bounce off each other is important. And if people don't have good discipline, that could be taken both ways. The photographer can be a fucking asshole, and the woman can use her seductress or male pros too. It's male models that do this. Everybody uses, you know what I'm saying?
You can finesse it. You can use your key to finesse it.
The world is dirty, man. It ain't clean.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So in any ways that there's a way that stuff can be shifting, it's being done. So that's why I was speaking to when you were saying, like, does that happen? Of course it does, in all type of ways. But I think the relationship that I got with women that I spoke to from the past helped that situation. You know what I'm saying? Me just always being around that. Now it don't even surprise me, or I can entertain it to the point that you comfortable. I'm bringing the best out of you because I'm somebody that would give you the energy to give off, to be able to show that in an instance and it not be the mood that is really set. So now we creating this sexy mood, but we ain't even, this is acting, because this mood ain't really right here. So I just did one with Mook and
I saw that.
You know, stuff
Jesus
like that.
How do people, cause you know I talk about like some movies and stuff, and it be like seductive, like say Love and Basketballs and shit. Omar Epps and not like man, come on, cats gotta get a chub if the. I mean, I ain't saying he did. I'm not saying Mook did, but I'm saying, but like you can't tell, or unless his shit taped down, or I don't know, however that entails to. But I would assume that a gentleman is getting a chub. Yes, at least.
I expect it. Once again, I just think life has the room, and that's the kind of way I look at stuff now. Like, either you got the discipline, or you don't, but the room and the possibilities for whatever is there exist and happen.
Right. So
if you ain't disciplined enough to keep that baby down with butt cheeks sliding on it, then I don't know, because sometimes I can just look at a chick and be like, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think all those possibilities happen. I think even at the high level too, I think we see a lot of people after being on set with each other develop relationships.
Oh yeah, it's a lot.
So once again, all the possibilities that's there, they happen. And if it happened on the grand scale, on the smaller scale, for sure. So yeah, man, I don't know. Like but for me, it makes great cinema. Like, you know, one of the ways people like shoot, you do that, but now I got practice shooting love scenes. I done shot all type of other scenes, and though to me that's hard to get. A good drama, and you know what I'm saying, that's hard to get too. But a good love scene is hard to get too, because you gotta have people that's willing, and you gotta have people that fit it. And then you gotta do
like probably gotta do like stop and going, or like retakes and stuff like that. So you gotta try to mentally get back.
Because it's like I said, it's not like now it might start falling naturally. Y'all might like Mook and V probably start naturally being into each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that we just created that. And we can stop it. And I do stop it. All right, cut. And then we go back to it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like, you know.
I said the same thing. That's to swing it back to porn or whatever like that. That's the same thing they say. Like, it ain't just no fluid 30-minute shoot that you see and shit. Like, it's stop and go, or this guy about to explode first. So and I heard this from I listened to a podcast. What is it? It was a porn star or whatever. She was explaining or whatever. She was saying, like, for instance, just real quick, like they say sometimes, like, homeboy he into it, and so he got to stop because he about to explode, and they call him for X amount of minutes before he do the thing, or they'll stop, dude got to fluff and hit the corner, bang bang bang, and then they get ready, but all right, let's go for the money shot, you know what I'm saying, or whatever like that. So that's crazy.
Just
man.
imagine
that's
how
crazy. And then it's lights everywhere. It's lighting everywhere, and this and that. Like,
that's why I call them porn stars. Now we can imagine for the female, it's a little easier for her to, you know what I'm saying. You give her some lube or whatever, and she got to sit there and take that. But imagine if dude coming through like this, she can't fake that. She like, damn, again, cut. Oh God, you know what I'm saying, or the vice versa. So at the end of the day, it's just tough because you taking a real natural emotion that's usually, you know what I'm saying, you usually don't fake the way you feel about your intimacy. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe girls, y'all do. I hear y'all do. Like,
but, heard about that.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you usually don't fake intimacy. And so, yeah, it's a tough thing. It's a tough thing to get people to do on cue. And so congrats to all the KONGO'S Kandys that made it and did good, because a lot of those girls couldn't physically dance. Like, they wouldn't win a dance contest, but they was good at being sensual. And that helped give me something to work with and created a lot of the stuff. So yeah.
All right. So with that being said, got all the business out the way now, man. Now we can get down to the extracurriculars, man.
That's all good.
Hey, yo. So I start up with this, and it's crazy. You put a post up a little bit ago. Then I'll talk about your health and shit like that. But hey, tell me about this Clarissa Shields girl, because only reason I know about her, Clarissa Shields. Only reason I know about her is because she was on the Breakfast Club, and that's how I learned. That's how I get broken to a lot of individuals or whatever and stuff. I see that.
Okay, you a student of your craft.
Yeah. So Clarissa, and it's crazy that I saw a post because when I was vetting your stuff this morning and last night, I'm like, damn, man, I never heard this girl before and stuff, but I liked her energy, I liked her vibe and stuff, like, and I liked her story. So, but what you know about her?
She from Flint.
Yeah,
so
she is.
That's where
she's
that
from
swag
Flint.
come from. It's kind of like a Cleveland swag. Like, we gutter, but we arrogant. It's like, how can you be arrogant? Like,
hey, I called her the female. I called her the female, like Floyd or something like that a little bit, man, because she was.
And
she
giving
was
her
up.
due, that's what she's trying to do. She's a female boxer. I'm embarrassed I don't know her weight class directly, but I think she's won belts in 3 different weight classes in, like,
that I do know,
in like 10 fights, and she's just a really, really solid boxer, and she's an athlete, and where MMA is going, she is primed to be a combat sport athlete for the next 10 years.
She's 24. She was born in 95.
Yeah.
And she 5'10", 165.
165. Okay, yeah.
5'10",
So,
165.
yeah, she probably fight off her range a bunch of that. She won in a bunch of different weight classes, and I've watched a few of her fights. I would say about 4 or 5 of them, and she's solid.
She's solid. About to say so.
And
if y'all watching,
everybody, she just got into it with Layla Ali.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, because Layla was
last
on
like week or so.
Yeah, Layla was on Hot 97. I ain't hear hers. I ain't hear a rebuttal or hear that side. But but I understand. I kind of understand what Clarissa was saying, because she was like, she ain't, and not that she looking for a handout, but she was saying like Layla, she was like, she really like kind of downplaying these women that's in these sports or whatever. And the biggest reason why I even had this written down, and if I showed you, it say I was thinking like, why do, I mean, not for self-defense, but why do you think women want to be in these MMAs and this boxing and stuff? I really am genuinely want to ask that, like, getting their face pounded if they get touched or whatever.
Oh,
but,
man, because,
like, why would you think?
Because, we're going to get to explain that you looking at it from the opposite side of it. It is definitely a yin and a yang, man. It's definitely a balance in the sense that, the result is a face pounding because they're in competition, but what she learned is an art form.
Right.
And what she impressed with is becoming better and better at this art form. And she see that it transfers to her being one of the best these people are warriors at heart. You don't become a fighter at this level without truly that being your calling, in a sense.
Gotcha.
So she understands that this is what she's good at. If there was no place for her to compete, she would probably just be a spectacle, and they would make money for people to come and see her in some way, in my opinion. But at this point, we got UFC, which is the pinnacle of mixed martial arts in the United States. We got Bellator, which is the pinnacle of mixed martial arts in the UK. We got One Championship, which is the pinnacle of mixed martial arts in Asia. So now, it ain't like young black dudes they ain't gotta just make it to the NBA or the NFL or the MLB. Like, they can go to the UFC.
Right.
And one thing that I'm learning right now from being around the scene for just 1 year is that, this is what I told my boy, is that from amateur to pro in fighting is way closer than every other one.
Oh, like every other type of, like, say, NFL or any big boy sports, big box sports?
Way closer.
So it'd be more or less. So it'd be more or less like if you, because you answered one question already. You've been around that for a year, and then that's how do you say that? You say Aries? Is it Aries Combat?
Aries
Combat Sports Academy.
Aries is the god of war. Yeah, Aries.
Okay. All right.
Greek mythology, Aries.
Oh, got you. Yeah. Okay. So like, so you've been doing that for a year, and when you say it's closer, it's more reachable, it's more tangible than like an NBA dream or NFL
roster
dream.
is 600 plus.
Okay.
I think the total NBA is under that.
Yeah, I think it's 3. Damn. They always say this shit. How many people in the fucking
it's not
the NBA and shit?
It's a very
it's real. It's a fine. It's really minute. It's really minute. The NBA roster.
So, and as an amateur MMA fighter, I think you got to have like 7 to 9 fights. And you got to have a pretty good win percentage out of those to become a pro. In Ohio, every state-to-state board is different. And then once this commission considers you pro, you can have, I think Aleska from Strong Style just went 5-0 as a pro. So now mind you, the event of what you doing has a lot more risk, but the time period in which you can go from a pro to at the highest level is shorter. So like I said, you could fight 10 fights in 2 or 3 years as an amateur, become a pro in the state of Ohio, win, and it's about winning. Fighting is about winning.
Is that boxing as well, or that's
boxing is also about winning, but you got a lot more bouts, so you get a lot more room for error.
Okay.
UFC or mixed martial arts careers is usually shorter, not in other places though, like in Asia, like them niggas fight like 400 times as an amateur and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's other areas like that too, and there's people like that in America too. But you usually them fighters ain't, they don't get to that pinnacle. But you can go, like I say, 4-0, 5-0 as a pro, and then these organizations fighting is something where it's a revolving door. People are literally getting knocked out. So you'll have a fighter who was good for a few years and then he gone. It ain't like a LeBron James who around 14 years. Those type of fighters are 17, 20 years. Yeah, 17. Those type of fighters are legends and GOATs in the game. And when they last, them, they appreciate it. So you can go, let's say I got 7 fights as an amateur, 5 fights, I just fought 12 fights, and now UFC want me to be on their show.
On that card.
On the Contender.
Is it? You're talking about this actual show, like when they do the. Okay.
Now I'm going through the gauntlet of being. I'm basically going to UFC training camp to see if I can make it through. I have to win to get through, but you already get them type of shots within a 4 to 5 years, man.
And is it from the information that you know or whatever? I mean, I know we see the purses when they be like, oh, such and such gonna get. Well, the big main events we see those purses or whatever, but. Like for amateur or newly to pro, is it worth the grind or the passion or the hustle? Do they make is it like a decent living, or
let's just say this.
Can you make a decent living?
Oh man, let's just say this. Imagine if I like to fight, right? As an amateur, I don't get paid nothing. I can get paid off like ticket sales and stuff like that or whatever, but I don't really get paid anything for fighting per se.
So you get the door, you saying, or you get parts of the door.
Depending on what promotion it is, I might not get shit. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So state to state, rules change, and promotions gonna change from promotion to promotion. Whatever this is super fighting championship. This is whoop a nigga ass championship. All these promotions gonna do stuff differently. As a pro, you'll get cash. And then you'll get cash if you win. So you'll get a winner's pot too. So you get this to show up, you get this to win. And that can range. Like even being a pro boxer, like, because I plan on taking an amateur boxing fight. I wouldn't love to take an amateur MMA fight. But as a pro boxer, you'll get the same thing. So let's say I'm really good. I fight for a really good promotion. As a pro MMA fighter, they might give me $2,500 to show up, $2,500 to win. You know what I'm saying? It might be a good promotion. It might be $5,000 to show up, $5,000 to win. It might be a little promotion. I might get $800 to show up, $800 to win. But when you get knocked out, you get suspended for 2 months.
You get suspended?
Yeah, it's a suspension, but it's basically like to clear. So we ain't even gonna let you be eligible to fight because we know gonna make you sit out the amount of time it's gonna take.
Like so it's like a R&R. I mean, or you said to heal. Yeah. Okay, to heal. Okay.
Basically, you know what I'm saying? Because
in the roundabout words, I guess. Protocol. Okay, gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? And that probably changes state to state also. Depending on how you lose the fight, depending on how I win the fight, I can fight faster. So say I go in there, I win the fight within a minute, I can fight very soon, like within the next month.
Yeah, for one, you ain't exert yourself.
Yeah,
you ain't take no hits. Yeah. Like for instance, like McGregor or whatnot. So
something like that. He did. That's why he looking to fight in March or April because he won the fight with under a minute. He could take that fight legally. I know they rule set. It's probably a little different to tweak, but it pretty much. So yeah.
How did you like that? I mean, I'm not by all means, I'm not an MMA guy at all, but I did see the. Well, shit. Basically, saw the whole fight. It was only a couple seconds. So
yeah.
How was he? Man, I mean, how he look? I mean, damn. I hate to say how he look, but how did he look? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's right. He looked good. He looked. Man, the thing about being a fighter is having adjusting. Like everybody look good, shadow punching and kicking the bag and stuff like that. Right. The thing about being a fighter is when you go against somebody, they skill set versus yours, they style versus yours. So. Even when everybody was talking about the shoulders and stuff like that, I saw like that's just a conscience. That's him being conscious of a way that he could damage his opponent in the position that he in.
Right. And probably not thinking about. I mean, and one could not be trying to think if they looking through his quote arsenal, he probably never really brung that out before. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nah,
he
but
ain't
he
brought it out
probably
before.
they
Then he
probably
started
done
popping
it.
it,
He
you know what I'm
probably
saying?
done it a ton of times, but he definitely probably
just-
not have brought it out in an actual match.
Right.
In the match, you see,
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
a concise
like
little
a
thing
dance,
of
you know
what
I'm
he
saying?
doing against this person. Yeah, but it surprised Cowboy to the point. And what's the thing is, Cowboy, one of his fights just got stopped. His last fight got stopped because his nose got broke. And when you break your nose, you're not supposed to clear the blood out. You're not supposed to blow it out, and because it puts air and pressure into these passages, and so your eyes swell up really, really bad. Like,
Right.
and then that's what happened to him. So 2 months ago, he just got his nose popped. So Conor McGregor popping him in the nose and the eye is the same ones for real that he just went through. He broke his nose easily or popped his nose easily, and being conscious to know you can injure somebody like that. I had to say he looked good, because then he went on to finish the fight. So he looked good, because that's an instinct in itself. Like, now being within the culture, and then within the martial arts, and within the training, and understanding what it takes to do certain things, he looks sharp. He looks savage. I'm not a Conor fan. I'm like, you know how some people like, I like Kobe Bryant, but I don't like the person.
Right.
So I don't really like Conor the person. And that's just because I think people give him more due than Floyd, but they the same people. Right. So how you gonna like this dude and not like this dude? Like, they kind of the same.
Do you think he was humble because it's his you know, like the pre interviews or the stuff like that, and even after he went to go hug him after the fact, do you think he humble from that last?
I'm gonna steal that clip
from a little bit.
I'm gonna use that clip because that's exactly what I do when I beat up any of the guys from my gym that's really better than me.
You go back and hug him?
I go, hella. I like, no, I get up and I be like, nah, do some crazy shit.
Then you come back and be like, hey, come here, really? Hey, yo, that's a mind fuck, man. That's a fucking mind fuck.
No, he was humble. He was humble because it was nothing there. I had this conversation with somebody else.
Okay.
It was nothing there. It was nothing there with Cowboy. They had went back and forth back in the day, but it wasn't a real bad blood.
Oh, no, how
right. So it wasn't a real bad blood, and kind of he in a humble situation. Yeah. He went through a lot in his UFC and everything he been through. So he was in a humbling situation. He won't be as humble going forward, especially with stuff that he did and the people that's up and coming to fight.
Right.
So Cowboy was a legend in that sense. Like, before I fight a really tough guy at the gym, I might talk trash to be funny, and that's my personality. But I'm gonna be very humble in my approach, even if I feel like there's something I can do to beat this guy or whatever like that. Or if I even feel like I'm better than this guy as a martial artist, I'm gonna approach him humbly, because it's a lot of respect in martial arts, and especially if I don't have no bad blood. So a lot of his other fights, there's history there, and so a lot kind of draws on a lot of that. With Cowboy, them being family, man, this being his first fight out the gate, he fighting a game opponent, basically like the Vince Carter of fucking UFC. Like, this nigga's like fucking Iron Man. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So he got the most wins, he got like the most bonuses, he got like the most submissions. Like, Cowboy is like game to fight anybody. That's his slogan. Cowboys anytime, anywhere, any place, something like that. So Conor had to be humble in his approach, because in all actuality, he could have got his ass whooped, and that would have bring his little hype train for this year, because he calling this year a season for himself. And for a fighter to fight 4 times, being the caliber that he is, that's a big deal. You get to see Conor 4 times in a year. That's a big deal.
Good shit. Well, that's what MMA talk for y'all. Ha!
Yeah.
You think you hear that on the Bruiser podcast?
Yeah.
But in other news, let's talk about the guy I love to hate and hate to love.
Okay.
Mr. LeBron James himself.
Okay.
I would not call him the king. You know, I will not do that. Okay. But anyhow, at 17 years and do you think you got a stacked team? Do you think the Lakers are a stacked team? The Lakers are a stacked team?
I think they stacked just because of the 2 individuals that they got that obviously convincingly make them stack. Right. Because both of their games spread, like with them 2 out there, they probably could play they probably could play good 4 people. They probably could play 4 versus 2. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, just for real, like,
handicap? Handicap?
Yeah. LeBron James and Anthony Davis versus like 4 niggas off the bench off any team, bro. They hooping them.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't go.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so 2 versus 3 for sure.
Oh no, that's easy. I definitely give you that.
And that's what I'm saying. So
Is
I'm
it a
just,
big though? Is one of them big or it don't matter?
The big gon' hurt because both of them niggas can run.
Well, they can fucking.
Yeah, so it's the big gonna hurt them. It
Spaghetti
better not
legs.
be a big.
Spaghetti legs.
Yeah. So, so do I think it's a stacked team? Yes, but I think we live in a time of the stacked team where 2 superstars is a must.
And actually I wasn't even saying. I mean, I like the angle you went to, but I wasn't even talking about like just him and AD. Like, I'm just saying him, but you saying you got JaVale McGee, which is looking fucking awesome.
Yeah.
He ain't shacking the fool no more and shit.
Yeah.
But my nigga Dweezy, my guy Dweezy, I went off. I got mad at him for years and years and years, but I'm feeling like he that magic Dweezy. You know what I'm saying? He having fun, and the dude happy, the kid happy or whatnot. You know what I mean? Then you got the Rondos, you got Kuzma. Oh fuck! Speaking of Kuzma, man, what's up with this nigga? Come on, man. This clothing and shit, man. This apparel shit is looking really weird, man.
Is we being politically correct? Because these little niggas is fried, bro.
Man,
you know what?
Some of them, I'm like, yo.
But you know what? The Cali boys is different. I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? But he from the D, I think, and he from Flint. I don't know.
Man, that should be looking wild, man. But that's the only reason I bring it up because it was Kuzma. But I did have that in my shit.
He being Cali,
shit,
but no, yeah, I think it's a stacked team in that way. I just think the NBA has so much. It's so competitive against these few teams that make it. You know, it's like 5, 6 teams.
Yeah, like the big market team. Or not? Yeah, big market for the most part.
Yeah, but whoever they is, it's only a few that really, you can see it coming. That I think. The regular season is is good for the fans, but the playoffs been up like the last few years with the Warriors going down last year in injury. I think it's gonna be exciting to see because the Warriors seem pretty much out of it.
Yeah.
So
they only got 10 wins.
I love LeBron James to win the championship as a Los Angeles Laker because so much backlash and stuff he took for going out there, even from the area that he went to. Like LA didn't welcome him. I think that be the ultimate way to just, to entrench your legacy and greatness is to be like, when we see full circle, like we're gonna see that LA didn't even welcome him out there, and he won for them. And that's tough when you start going back to losing Magic and all this. Like it was ugly for a guy like this.
Oh no, it was it was Kobe. I mean,
it was ugly.
I ain't talking about the last couple years of Kobe.
Painting over the nigga face in the town and all this. You know what I'm saying? They booing him when he passed Kobe Bryant.
You'll never be Kobe. Yeah,
I'm like,
never be Kobe.
Man, like come on. So that's why I want them to win even more. And I think this trip make Cleveland people a little bit more proud because we got ours. So we ain't really as affected by them, and we still really cheering for them from over here.
And just to speak upon that, so with retirement with jerseys, because Pat Riley retired at number 23 in Miami for Jordan or whatever years ago. Like nobody could wear 23 in Miami.
Right.
So with him being Cavs, Miami, and Lakers, do you think everybody gonna retire his jersey as such in each team or company?
I think 6,
like he'd be in the Raptors on all of them.
I think 6 is just as legendary as 23.
Yeah.
Like what? Somebody got to pick one. So I think we get both of them somewhere. But I think him wearing 6, he did just as he's just. I think if you line it up, he might. When he wore 6, he might been the best version of himself.
Because that's when him and D Wade.
Right.
I watch all your documentary shit, but that's a time where D Wade was. You know what I'm saying, like he like, yo, it's your team. I mean, I know it's you know what I'm saying, Wade County, but you gotta do what you know what I'm saying. Here go the keys, man. Go ahead and make that shit happen.
That's why they won.
And then he had to get out of his own head. That's one of the biggest things with him. I think he was really worried about critics at the time. That's because if you think of when that number 6 came, when he put that black mask on, and then they took it off, that carbon fiber mask, they said about he couldn't wear it because it was black and shit. That's when he became the villain. You know what I'm saying? Like he even said it. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I had to become the villain. You know what I'm saying? I had to be the nice guy. And like you said, I think that run was like it solidified him even more. I mean, he's been solidified since day one, since fucking whatever, since St. Vincent St. Mary. But you know what I mean? But you wanted to know me, I'll be trolling and shit, but at the same time, but you know, I fucking I've been following the cat. I had
Yeah, you can't
everything
deny
in
the
the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
greatness.
yeah,
There's
exactly.
no way
You know
to
what I mean?
deny the
So,
greatness is being a real sports fan.
he looking good. You saw the shit that they hit they hit Bronny. Somebody hit Bronny or something. You saw that the other day?
Yeah,
I mean,
that was
I
sad,
don't know.
but
I
we
mean,
gonna be oversensitive about Bronny
Right.
because he's looking like he could be a solid basketball player, and you don't want nothing to happen to LeBron James' children. But it was just. It was nothing in a sense. I could see if like nigga hit him with like a rock
oh, you know, I
or
did.
something, but you know what I'm saying? Like it was a fan who wanted to like we know those fans. Like those fans exist. What crowd aren't they in? So you know, his trash made it to Bronny. Like I think that's the biggest deal. Like
So he can say that like I hit.
yeah, and made a ruckus. But other than that, people gonna be oversensitive about it. Is it a sense for concern? Yeah, because we don't want stuff like that to happen. I think
And they
it's
close.
always
And they touchable. You know what I'm saying? They touchable. They can be touched. You know what I'm saying?
I think I think LeBron James didn't even have as much hype as a high school player.
No. I mean, even with the
got
ESPN
there
shit,
eventually,
like,
but it wasn't like this early.
No.
It was big, but Bronny is under the umbrella of LeBron already.
and that's
It's
one thing. And that's one thing
huge.
that he said. And that's the biggest thing he say he regret. That's one thing. It's a soundbite that LeBron said. He's like, that's one of his biggest things. He was like, I ain't think about the time, but I hate that I fucking put that target on his back because he named him LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So now it's like how the Jordans or whatever and shit. Like, we like, well, they went to school and all that
But
bullshit.
his
them niggas
identity is
I
different.
think he'd be alright.
His identity is different because of Bronny, because of what people call him, because he's developed his own thing in himself. LeBron is right. That target's never gonna go away.
Right.
But he is becoming a good basketball player. There's nothing you can say about that. He actually a better offensive player than what LeBron James was. LeBron was a good facilitator. Bronny is like the dude. You know what I'm saying? LeBron was the dude too.
Well, I mean,
LeBron was a giant of a man. Bronny and not so much.
It's another guy on there. I think it's number 10. I think I'm not comparing them per se or whatever, but
he's
I think
better
number 10. He's a better player right now. And Wade too as well. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, but I think Wade's still injured.
But what I'm saying is that LeBron James was a freak of nature.
Yeah.
LeBron
he was fucking 6'6" and you know.
Bronny is a good basketball player. LeBron, shit. I ain't seen LeBron do some of them dribble moves now, especially on the go. And Bronny is a guard. I think Brian has skills like a guard, but he a forward.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think only thing I'm saying is that LeBron definitely was the better player. But what I'm saying is that he has his own lane. And even he's never gonna get off from that umbrella. But what he doing? He developing himself to a high degree basketball. He might play in the league with his dad at some point.
That might work. Hey, Vince Carter doing it, and how much millions LeBron they say, or how much he spend on his body and work ethic or whatnot, you know. And then hey, keep drinking a little bit of wine, be all right. You know what I'm saying? Get a little bit of wine.
Yeah.
Hey yo, so that's part one of the drama. Pause right quick. Hold on 1 second, please.